My name is Nicholas Erickson, and I'm a solutions architect for automation here at Palo Alto Networks. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the newly released Malware Investigation and Response Content Pack available in the Cortex XSOAR marketplace today. We find that organizations largely still struggle with responding to malware incidents within their environment. Although they may have some automation already in their environment today, they still struggle with operating at scale and answering fundamentally the question of, is this a compromised device? When we look across the MITRE framework, we see a couple different questions that might naturally be asked, such as, is there evidence of persistence or maybe lateral movement or defense evasion? And when we can finally answer those questions as an analyst, we can begin to understand what's the actual impact here and what are the procedures that we need in order to respond. The Malware Investigation and Response Pack automates the process of asking these questions and presents the answers to the analyst so they can quickly understand the impact, respond appropriately, and protect your organization. When we take a look at what's in this content pack, of course, there's the Malware Investigation and Response Incident Type, as well as the corresponding Incident Handler Playbook. We support a variety of EDRs, such as CrowdStrike Falcon, Microsoft's Defender, and of course, Palo Alto Network's Cortex XDR. There are a couple supporting packs to note as well. The Wildfire, Autofocus, VirusTotal, and MITRE ATT&CK v2 content packs all provide additional enrichment information during the course of the investigation. You can contact and message or send these results to other teams using the Microsoft Graph Mail integration. And also you can report on them to ServiceNow or other tools as well. Now let's take a look at the demo. When you go to install the Malware Investigation and Response Content Pack in the marketplace, you'll be prompted to install the supporting packs as well. In this case, I'll choose Cortex XDR. You can also add in messaging and case management capabilities as well. Once the pack is installed, you'll see you'll be prompted to use the new deployment wizard to onboard this use case. The deployment wizard helps to streamline the process of onboarding new use cases by walking you through all the necessary steps, such as configuring the integration and entering in all the required parameters, as well as providing any of the playbook inputs, configuring supporting integrations, and finally enabling fetching on the integration so that you can use your use case in production. Once you've completed all the steps in the deployment wizard, you will have successfully onboarded this use case and can then go and view the incidents being handled on the XSOAR platform. When we take a look at one of these incidents from an analyst perspective, we can immediately see a ton of valuable information on the layout here. Not only do we see the endpoint details such as the IP and operating system, but we immediately get feedback on some of those high-level questions that every analyst should ask. Was there defense evasion or execution or persistence mechanisms at play here? And all of these things are being flagged automatically by the XSOAR platform. As we continue to look into the investigation, we see that this particular incident is comprised of two different alerts. And although the binaries themselves that are encompassed within these alerts are not being flagged as suspicious by our threat intel, we can see that a lot of behaviors on this endpoint are being flagged by the XSOAR platform. We can see that registry keys are being modified, files are being deleted after execution, some of the data is being encrypted, and all of these suspicious behaviors are incredibly valuable from an analyst perspective. We can also see, thanks to the MITRE integration, some more details on these particular attack patterns as well. So from an analyst perspective, you get a lot of contextual information around not just the file and threat intel, but the behaviors of that file as well. As we continue to look down, we can see the process list for this particular machine being captured, as well as some different evidence such as wildfire reports that were being generated from the sandbox detonations. Here we can read these reports directly from the XSOAR console as well. We can also search for individual techniques and tactics that have been flagged, such as execution. Here we can see this is being saved to evidence with more details around the individual alerts that were pulled back via the XDR get alerts command. In this command, you're able to pass a variety of parameters, including a custom alert filter, where you can search for specific MITRE techniques and tactics, for example, in order to provide additional information to the analyst in regards to why these alerts were actually triggered and flagged within the XSOAR platform. As an analyst, after I've reviewed all this information, I'll determine probably that this is more than likely a suspicious event and action needs to be taken here. We have some quick response actions for isolating the endpoint or deleting the file or killing the process, as well as taking that file hash and adding it to a deny list within the environment. As an analyst, I'm then prompted to make a decision. In this case, I could say it's a true positive and leave a particular comment. Well, I hope that was a useful overview of the new Malware Investigation and Response Content Pack. Check out the pack documentation and supporting blog posts for more information. And go ahead, install, onboard, deploy, and automate.